And you know Talisman, you know the game's been going on for a very, very long time, mix of board game, role-playing games, really good. You should have a go, definitely. Well, never mind. It's been going on for a very long time. It's a fantasy sort of game. Now, Fantasy Flight has decided to make a version of that game for the Warhammer 40,000 franchise, which is called Relic. As anything to do with Fantasy Flight, the box, I mean, it promises a huge amount because it's rather beautiful. But are the contents any good? Regardless of how the game plays, is spending the money on this game, is it worth what you have to spend to get your hands on it? We're going to find out. Welcome to the GMS Magazine unboxing videos. It doesn't matter what they say, the 41st millennium looks rubbish, really, really harsh. And Relic is all about that. Warhammer 40,000, and it's a game, it says in here, of heroic struggle for 2 to 4 players. It's Talisman in Warhammer 40,000 by Fantasy Flight Game. What's not to like, hey? Well, we're going to find out what's not to like. Before we go into the box itself, and how beautiful it looks, because it does, I have to say, quite beautiful. Game content. Attention and take note. 1 rulebook, 1 game board, 10 plastic character pieces, 4 plastic character bases, 4 plastic level packs, 16 plastic dial connectors, 16 attributes and live dials, 4 6-sided dice, 40 character tokens, 55 charge token, 55 influence token, 4 character boards, 10 character sheets, 5 scenario sheets, 30 corruption cards, 24 mission cards, 36 power cards, 18 relic cards, 24 war gear cards, 68 red thread cards, 68 blue thread cards, and 68 gold thread cards. That ain't bad. As a list of components go, that ain't bad for this little box. So what's inside? Let's find out. See, look, it says in here, based on the Talisman game system. I didn't make that one up. Right. Fantasy Flight box, absolutely beautiful to look at. Very nice as usual. Surprising though, I'm finding that the illustration of the Space Marine, sorry, other space available, is very different in terms of style and color palette from the two on the side. It strikes me as odd. Yes, obviously they want to drag the attention to the Space Marine himself, or herself, whatever it is. But it strikes me a little bit on the strange side, but that's fine. I mean, it's a nice looking enough illustration. Let's open this. There you go. The customary little, catalog, because, you need to buy more things from them. Right, rules of play. I must admit, I'm not sure I like this illustration. It's not my style at all. It's quite nice. It's colorful enough. It's just not my style. But hey, it certainly makes very clear that the game is all about fighting demons or whatever. Again, the components list with the photographs. Usual 2 columns layout. The setup. Blimey, it's a lot of setup in here. There are 12 steps so far. There's nothing different from this setup, from this rules book and setup rules from any other Fantasy Flight games. The font is a little bit bigger. I can see one example, yay. Can you see more examples? Not yet. Some to play. I can only see one example of play so far. Any more? No. No. Right, there are a lot of rules in this game. Something that we have come to expect from Fantasy Flight games. Be ready for that. It may be worth it. I mean, for Talisman it certainly is. So I'm hoping it will be worth it for this one, but beware, there's a lot of rules in here. Tokens, millions of them. Not millions. In a zippy bag. Look, you don't have to break it anymore, which is great. Because for freaky people like me who likes to keep the tokens, that's actually very nice. Right, the tokens are the same glorious loveliness that you would expect from Fantasy Flight. Thick, double-sided, very nicely printed, and very clearly colored. That's it. That's your tokens, ladies and gentlemen. That's your tokens. There isn't a lot more to say about that. The graphic design is great. Everything is very, very clear on both sides. And because of the thickness, they're quite easy to pick from the table, which is also very nice. More tokens with more dials, because let's face it, the Fantasy Flight games without dials, it doesn't feel the same. They love those dials, and so do we. So I am not complaining at all. This is good. This is quite good, I like it. Now this, friends, feels very heavy for a board. That's quite nice, very refreshing. I'm guessing that this is going to be a pretty ginormous board, just like the one in Talisman is. Let's see. Good quality, is very rigid, which is quite nice. Ooh. It is a pretty ginormous box. Ooh. And it is busy. Beautiful. Beautiful, but very, very, very busy. I know what they have done, and I wish they hadn't. They have tried to add a little bit of continuity to the whole story of the game by not separating the different areas of the board a bit more clearly. The problem with that is that you have a huge amount of everything going on at the same time on the board. And until you find out exactly what you're looking at, it's very difficult to figure out what is it that you're looking at. There's also an awful lot of information within each area of the board. So it's a bit much going on here. I do find this a little bit on the intimidating side. Pity. Because the illustrations individually, they are magnificent. Very, very nice. But I must admit, it feels a little bit overwhelming just from looking at it. So I'm hoping the game doesn't play as overwhelmingly as this. We'll see. Right, having looked at that, plastic minis. They're actually very nice. Yeah, they're very nice. Nice amount of detail. Made of plastic. I'm sure there will be people out there who will be keen on painting them. But they're quite nice. you know, what would you expect from a game like this at this price? Yep. Okay, I like it. No, seriously, I do like these miniatures. They're very nice. They bend easily. Be careful with that. And they affix to this. If that's what they are. Quite nicely. Takes a bit. However, here you are. So I presume, game-wise, you can change the base and use the character to do different things. That's my guess. I would not be tempted to assemble and disassemble this very often, though. I'll be very, very careful with that, because the plastic could give in. And all of them, for players, all of them look really lovely. They feel very Warhammerish. They feel very, very Warhammerish. The one thing, though, that I would say, and that's a slight criticism, is that we have one, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 minutes, but only 2, potentially 3 if you want to count the Space Marine that you cannot see the face of, are female. I'd like to see at least another couple of them female and have 50-50 in terms of proportion. I think that would be much, much better. But as quality of the minis go, that's good. And there we go. Put this away. Dice. And these are the dial assembly things. You can assemble the dials by putting these little bolts. There you go. The dice, nothing special about them. They're not particularly heavy, they're not particularly light. Nicely carved though. That's very good. Very nicely carved. Not painted, which is great. And that's it. Nothing else to see. There. Away. Sorry to put this away in front of you, it's just otherwise I'll lose them. Cards. Lots and lots and lots. That many lots of cards. What have we got here? We have finished sort of cards, as usual, laminated. Nice illustration in each and every one of them, which is good. I like that an awful lot. And they're fairly easy to see what they have in each. Ooh, look at that. So these are good. And there are a lot of them. So a good management system to have on the table to keep track of all these cards is going to be necessary. And be careful, because you could end up, if you knock them off, you will end up with an awful lot of cards all over the place. But this is terrific. I like it. I'm not going to open the other bag because it's basically just more cards. So we're taking a look at one, no point in taking a look at another. But we will indeed look at the character cards. Open. Here. These are a little bit thicker, yay, yay. And I say yay because it happens so often that companies make these cards in exactly the same material that they make the hand cards, and they should not, because these are going to be used quite a lot. So it's good that they are not. These are a bit thicker, nice printing. Everything is in a nice big enough font so you can read exactly what you're doing, nice illustrations for each character. So that's pretty cool. And then I presume these are the mission cards. There you go. Very nice. These are good. Now, let's see if under this cardboard, that's it. Nothing else. That's the game. Do I think this game is worth £50? Yeah. Yeah, although it might be 40. I can't remember how much I paid for it, to be honest. I bought it a while ago. Yes, it is, as you would expect it is. I'm not particularly keen on the board, I have to say, because it really feels like there is a lot going on and I don't understand anything of what's going on. I wish it was a bit clearer. I like the minis, not enough women, but I like the minis. I wish there would be a bit more variety in them, but that's fine. Overall, yeah, this is actually pretty decent and a very worthy successor of what Talisman started. So, Fantasy Flight, yeah, well done. Few bits and bobs in there to sort out, but overall, good game. Thank you.